Alrighty, everybody, welcome to another episode of Talk Bridal to Me. I am here today with Dave Jaramillo, also known as DJ Davey Dave. He has been doing weddings since 2008 and is a rockin' DJ here in the Pacific Northwest. Welcome, Dave.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, I want to jump right into things today. Tell me how you got started with DJing.
So I got started with DJing because I love house music, EDM, basically. I found that music when I was a teenager, probably 13.
Okay.
And I started buying CDs of all these DJ mixes. And I was just blown away. And then I found out that you could get a DJ in a box, basically 2 turntables, a mixer for a cheap price. I asked my dad to get it for me for my birthday. My 15th birthday, I had it. Started buying vinyl records of this type of music. DJing in my bedroom. My parents hated it because it was just loud, obnoxious music.
Yeah.
But that's what got me started in DJing.
Okay.
They always suggested, why don't you buy records of songs like that a lot of people like.
Yeah.
Not just this music because it's annoying. But I love that music and I still do to this day. That's what got me started in DJing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. My kids love that kind of music and I love it as well. And sometimes we'll be listening to a soundtrack or a playlist or something like that. And I'm thinking that would be an awesome mix. Like that would be so fun. Do you feel like you gain a lot of inspiration from just things around you, or you hear a song on the radio that you want to incorporate? Or how do you go about choosing some of the music that you use?
Yeah, I'm inspired by so many different elements. Like it could be from movies, right? You see music being played and you see how they react to the songs, and you're just like, okay, I got to have that in my library.
Yeah.
Or your parents. A lot of my music influences from my parents. Just the music they listen to, family get-togethers, people having a good time. And then currently, I would say my clients. They send me lists of songs and I'm just like, oh, I've never heard this song.
Yeah.
I listen to it and I'm just like, wow, this is cool. Adding it to my library. Stuff it could be oldies, stuff I've never heard before.
Sure.
Or new stuff. And that's how I find new music these days, is clients telling me or giving me a list of these songs or playlist. And boom, I'm just like, okay, found some new gold. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Let's jump into a little bit of the client process with you. First of all, how can people reach out? Like, what's the best way for a client to get a hold of you? And then we'll kind of go into how you go about building a playlist for a client.
Okay. Well, currently, I would say most of it comes from Instagram.
Okay.
I'm putting myself out there quite a bit on social media, Instagram especially. And that's a primary way that people are reaching out. They message me. Sometimes I don't see it because it goes to like that junk folder, or I forget what's called, request.
Yeah.
Or sometimes they hit the link to my website. They send me email. Sometimes they text or call.
Okay.
But it's generally through Instagram. A lot of times people find me through word of mouth.
Oh, yeah.
So then they'll find me somehow and reach out.
Perfect.
So after they reach out, then, they'll inquire if I'm available for their date, and then I'll ask questions like, okay, yeah, I'm available. What's your venue?
Okay.
How many guests do you have?
Yeah.
What's your vibe? What's your vision? And then we'll see if it's going to work out. Most of the times it does. And then we'll be like, okay, I can write a quote for you. This is what you're going to expect from me. And then we could get the ball rolling.
Perfect.
Yeah.
What's the next step after someone books with you? How do you go about, like, do you inquire about, like, what does your day look like? How do you go about creating a list? Because I'm sure there are many moments where they want to have some sort of music playing.
Yes. So I send them a questionnaire.
Okay.
And this is something I've developed over the years and keep fine tuning it.
Yes.
So I send them that, and the wedding could be a year out.
Okay.
But I send it to them and I say, save it to your files, or get it done as soon as possible, or start building a playlist.
Yeah.
Because I use Spotify quite a bit.
Okay.
I even have a playlist that they can check out if they're having a hard time picking songs.
Okay.
For all the different moments, ceremony, cocktail hour, dinner, dancing, all the different genres. But from that questionnaire, it kind of goes over everything. So I'm asking not only the names of all these specific people, I'm asking what their friends and family like. What kind of music do you guys like for chill? What kind of music do you guys like to party to? And then cocktail hour, what kind of music do you guys want? I give suggestions
Okay.
of of stuff that I think works, and I throw in my little bit of advice
Yeah.
for all these different moments. Dinner, what kind of music do you guys want to hear? And then I say, I'm going to tone it down. It's going to be more chill. I'm going to build the energy gradually up during dinner. So that way, by the time dancing is here, people are
Perfect.
ready to dance.
Yeah.
That's the goal. And then for dancing, of course, I have genres and suggestions. I always say, give me your top 10. What's your top 10 dance songs? Because this is going to help me really dial in your playlist.
Yeah.
And from all the information that they give me, I have to build playlists for all those different moments, from wedding prelude, cocktail hour, dinner, and then dancing. So it is hours and hours of time to build playlists for every client.
Yeah.
But I want it to be their soundtrack.
Totally.
I want it to be a story for them, right? So not just, I mean, people always ask, like, what do you play? I play everything.
Yeah.
But it's tailored for each client.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure that it's such an interesting thing, because you think about a wedding and a lot of times we think of the visual aesthetics and the flowers and the dress and all that. But what you hear coordinates so much with what you see, and you're kind of like wrapping up and putting the bow on the package and creating helping create an experience for people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. I'm creating an experience for them to have the best day of their life.
Yeah.
And then people can capture that. Got the photographer, videographer.
Totally.
They're capturing that. I'm just creating it.
Yes.
Helping create, a fun time for them.
Do you have little tricks up your sleeve when you feel like the crowd is just kind of like womp womp, and it needs to build a little bit, or people aren't dancing? Because I've heard from other brides in the past, I'll be doing their makeup preview or their makeup on the day of, and they're hoping their guests have a really good time. But sometimes you probably get those crowds that are a little more chill and you want them to vamp up. Like, what are some of your tricks for the bride that might be concerned about people not having fun?
Yeah, that could be challenging. Sometimes crowds just don't want to dance. If I see it, I kind of scope out the crowd.
Yeah.
Every chance I get, kind of read them, see what's going on, see if they're drinking or whatever beforehand. Sure. If not, I might go up to the bartender and ask them, like, how's it going with the drinks? Are people drinking? If they're not, maybe it'd be a good idea to give them a tip and be like, you know what, why don't you double their drinks? Hint, hint, let's get them a little tipsy here.
Get their party started.
Yeah, that's my whole goal, even for cocktail hour. Because sometimes they'll send me a list of songs and they're very chill.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Yeah.
I want, as soon as cocktail hour starts, that's when the party starts.
Yeah.
So I'm going to play more upbeat music.
Yeah.
Whatever they tell me, they want, whether it's like acoustic or something, pop covers.
Sure.
That they're thinking maybe the chill stuff. I'm like, no, let's play more upbeat stuff. Let me play more upbeat stuff because we want people to at least have 2 drinks during cocktail hour. We want to get people a little tipsy.
Yeah.
Because that makes for the best party.
Right.
For dinner, kind of the same thing. I'm like playing chill music because they always want chill music.
Yeah.
But by the time dinner's over, I want people bopping their head, singing along, ready to get on the dance floor.
Yeah.
So my whole job throughout the day is building that energy.
Totally.
So that way I don't have to have a dead crowd.
Yeah.
But sometimes still, like, I could play a good dance set. People get burned out and they want to take a break. Okay, that's my chance to reset the energy.
Yeah.
So I'll play a slow song.
Yeah.
And then, boom, people are back on the dance floor because everyone loves dancing to a slow song.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Yeah.
You can just grab your partner
That's true.
and, do your thing.
Well, it probably gets some of the people out that haven't been on the dance floor, because you're going to get that elderly grandma and grandpa that are going to do the slow song versus, and then some of the other people are going to take a break. So you kind of get to like swap in and out the crowd, I imagine, a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. So I always try to get the older people out first because they usually leave first.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
So
true.
that's in the back of my head. Okay, what can I do to get grandma and grandpa out?
Yep.
The elders. So I'm playing a lot of oldies,
Mm-hmm.
old school stuff. And then I will play some slower songs, even though that's kind of dying away. I'm not playing too many slow songs these
Sure.
days, but if I have to, I will. Sing-alongs, very familiar music.
Yeah.
Even group dance songs like Cupid Shuffle, Cha-Cha Slide.
Sure.
That stuff still works.
Those are fun.
Yeah. Even though some clients they tell me, don't play any. And so that makes me get more creative, think outside the box.
Yeah.
And that's fun. I welcome that.
Yeah.
Not a problem. But those are just some things I have to do if the crowd is tough. If it's a hard crowd.
Yeah. That makes sense. Have you ever kind of like had to change things up last minute? I'm like trying to think of like how to describe this, but I'm sure brides come to you with like, this is what I want. But then in your professional experience, what works. And so you kind of had to work with the bride and groom to figure out, okay, what kind of atmosphere do you want? And then create a playlist. Have you ever had to like go rogue and just be like, oh, nope, this is what we're going to do? Or do try and work with the couple on the day of and really make everything special for them?
Yes. So sometimes they have, they give me songs where they want for these certain moments.
Mm-hmm.
And, in the day of the heat of the moment, I'm thinking, yeah, this is probably not going to work. We should change it.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe we should put this moment before the cake cutting or something. Yeah. So the day of, there's always changes.
Yeah.
I have to be flexible. I have to be confident when I tell them, this is what we need to do. It's going to be better.
Yep.
And they just go with it. They're just like, let's do it.
Yeah.
Or let's cut this out. That's totally fine. So yeah, or, they could leave out a song because they feel like they don't need it.
Sure.
I'll paint the picture. This is what's going to happen. This is the best thing we should do. We need a song. We need an upbeat song, something. From my experience, yes, changes.
Yeah.
They have to happen just so we have the best experience.
Yep.
So everyone has the most fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
absolutely,
that happens all the time.
I know even just with my experience as a bridal makeup artist, oftentimes we will change things up from the makeup preview, which is before the wedding day, to the day of. And they're going, well, I kind of want to do this with my eyes and enhance this a little bit. Or I want to do this because the feel of the wedding day is going to be different than the feeling that they're feeling when they're planning it. And I know a wedding I did a few weeks ago, most of the family was Hispanic, and I don't know what the DJ was doing, but he was not really listening to their wishes. And they wanted a lot of like the cantina music and the very popular Hispanic songs. And he was playing Taylor Swift and all this other stuff. And so they kept having to go out and tell him like, no, we want the Spanish songs. We want, the things that our family knows to create an experience. And your 5-star reviews speak to who you are and how much you listen to your clients. So that's amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I feel like I just heard this recently. Word of mouth shows that you're really kicking butt in the industry. You could have, various reviews, awards, etc. But if clients aren't speaking about you and putting your name out, or other vendors even too, recommending you, then yeah, it just goes to show how good you really are.
Yeah.
So I'm very thankful that a lot of the clients are doing that for me.
Yeah.
I post it on my Instagram, and then I have it on my story highlight so people can check that out. But yeah, they are saying some great things about me, and it's just awesome because I don't do much marketing. Like I
Yeah.
don't pay for
Yeah.
marketing,
Neither do I.
you
Yeah.
know, because those right there, that's gold.
Yeah.
So I share that so others can see it. And yeah, I really do put in a lot of time and effort to
Yeah.
make every wedding like the Super Bowl.
Yeah. That's awesome. I know. Well, I had originally found out about you because Sydney Schatz from Piece of Harmony events, she kept sharing your stuff. And I've worked with her a number of times. And I'm like, who's this DJ Davey Dave guy? You know, this was like 2 years ago or something when I started following you. And I'm like, oh, he's kicking butt. Like he's doing a good job. And just the photos of you that I've seen when you're doing your gigs, it just looks like such a fun time. So good job.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
She was one of the first, shout out to Sydney. She was one of the
Yeah.
first planners that I met
Mm-hmm.
and networked with.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, so in the beginning of me being in the Pacific Northwest,
Mm-hmm.
I was doing a lot of different things to try to get my name out there,
Yeah.
like networking,
Totally.
going to bridal shows,
Mm-hmm.
even putting ads on Craigslist,
Mm-hmm.
charging dirt cheap
Yeah.
just to try to get weddings, get my foot in the door here.
Yeah.
And now I'm at a point where I could charge what I feel like I'm worth,
Mm-hmm.
and people are referring me and recommending me all
Awesome.
these great things.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's really nice. And yeah, I'm just feel like I'm providing the best experience for
Mm-hmm.
my clients.
Yes. That's such a good spot to be when you're like, yes, this feels worthy of who I am and the service I provide.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's
definitely.
amazing. Let's talk about some of the most frequently asked questions. So we'll kind of do like a little rapid fire. Most overused songs at weddings.
Definitely the group dance songs,
Okay.
as well as your generic hits like
Mm.
Sweet Caroline,
Mm-hmm.
Don't Stop Believing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are the most played songs.
Yeah.
And some people want those songs. They're totally okay with it.
Yeah.
They just play those songs because our guests are probably going to love them.
Yeah.
And we just want our guests to have a good time. Other brides are like, don't play any of those songs. Stay away from those songs. And that's totally fine too, because I
Yeah.
have thousands of songs in my library.
Yeah. I'm
And
sure.
yeah,
That's amazing. Next question. Do you MC the event as well as DJ?
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That should go without saying. That's part of my job. That should be every DJ's 50-50 job. DJing, MCing,
Mm-hmm.
making all the announcements, making sure things are on track.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I mean, my first wedding, I was terrified, didn't want to say a thing. Yeah, I was
like, just leave me in my corner
Yeah.
in silence. Yeah.
Yeah. But now as soon as someone tells me, okay, we need to make this announcement.
Yeah.
Okay,
You're
I'm
on
on
it.
the mic. Let's
Good.
do it. Sometimes I got to see things over and over again because people aren't listening or don't care. Yeah. But yeah, making announcements, emceeing, of course, that is definitely something I do.
Awesome. Next question. Tell us some funny stories that have happened while you've been DJing.
Okay. There was one where there's the bouquet toss. So the bride was throwing back the bouquet. It kept hitting a rafter 3 times. And so on the 4th time, she was just like, okay,
Like, this is it.
this is it. She launched it back so hard, it slammed into a bridesmaid's face,
Oh my gosh.
like at rapid fire speed. And I was just laughing so hard. I tried. Yeah, she got nailed. There was one time, 2012, I think, instead of doing a bouquet, instead of doing a garter, same-sex couple, 2 women, she decided to do a leg shaving.
Because she had never shaved her legs?
Never in her life.
Oh my gosh.
Why not? Let's do it right now during the wedding.
Oh my gosh.
So random, but it was, yeah.
That's gross.
Yeah, it was really
You're like,
weird.
yeah, I turned away for that one.
Yeah, I kind of did. And then I forget what else I put down.
Oh, that's okay. That's all right.
Yeah.
Tell us some DJ misconceptions. Like, is there anything that people have asked you to do that you don't typically do?
I'm not sure about like asking me to do something because I do so many things
Mm-hmm.
that they ask me to do.
Well, that's awesome.
I mean, misconceptions, I guess, would be like the old way of DJing where they just play a song,
Oh,
let it play the whole length,
yeah.
fade into another one. That is not what I do.
Yeah.
I tell them up front, I mix songs together.
Yeah.
So you're going to get a different experience.
That's awesome. It's going to be like a club.
Exactly. That's how I define it. Club style mixing.
Yep. That's
Just going from
amazing.
song to song, blending them together, keeping the energy high, playing the best parts.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so that is my style. You're not going to get that old style where I'm just sitting down
Yeah.
and
Click.
yeah, pushing the button, play, letting it end, go to the next
Yeah.
one. Nope, that's not
Yeah.
what I do. And yeah, what else would be a misconception? I don't know. I can't think of any
That's
others.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. Well, tell us where people can find you online. Instagram, website. Do you have any other places that you would like people to reach out?
Well, I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I have a website. So you could definitely find me on Instagram. That's where I'm active.
Perfect.
And that's where most people find me. And
Yeah.
sometimes they're searching like hashtags.
Yeah.
I do that too. So I do everything I can to make myself known on Instagram. And they could reach out there. They could click the link to on my bio for my website,
Mm-hmm.
which again just goes over everything I do in more detail.
Perfect.
And I try to just lay it all out there, not to leave any questions, so they know right up front exactly what they're going to get from me.
Perfect.
And then I put my price up there again, so that no one's like wondering,
Yeah.
how much does he cost? It's right there for you to see.
Perfect.
So I am trying to attract certain clients.
Mm-hmm.
And it's working. People that value my service
Uh-huh.
are the ones that are reaching out to
Yeah.
me. So it's great, and I'm very thankful that Instagram is still free.
Yeah.
We could use it the way we were using it.
Yeah.
I was trying to do a video a day where I was mixing 2 songs together,
Wow.
but
That's
it's
a
been
lot.
busy.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. I might pick it back up again once wedding season slows down. I'll be doing like 2 videos a day or something.
There you go.
But yeah, that's working too. People seem to love that.
Perfect.
And yeah, so that's where you can find me.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming in today. I really appreciate your time.
Yes, it was great to be here. Thanks for, thinking of me, reaching out,
Yeah,
and for having me.
absolutely.